stand at 153.3. All right, so it really surpassed the previous two peaks, which we saw in 2019 as well as 2013. All right, so the property prices are at all-time high. Is that something amazing or not? I think it's not, all right, because over time, definitely all the asset prices, including stock prices, property prices, and even prices for gold actually appreciate over time. So it's very natural that we reach an all-time high. All right, but when you look at the recent launches that we have seen a very high take-up rate. These are the rates, the percentages that we saw only on the launch day itself. All right, the REIT at Kingstock, we saw a 65% sold on the launch day. The Link at Beauty World, we saw a 96%. All right, so almost fully sold in one day. Clavon, we saw a 73%, and Penrose, we saw a 60%. All right, so I think everybody is quite familiar. I think most of the people here have participated in these launches as well. All right, so but which regions are these hot projects located in? All right, we can see that the Penrose, the Link, the Reef are in the RCR region, where Clavon is just on the outskirts of the RCR and towards the OCR region. All right, so we are missing one segment, which is the core central region, right? We look at which market segment is still a buyer's market, all right? So look at this chart. Basically the whole bar here indicates the total amount of the developer stock in each region. Okay, the red color indicates what's the number of sold units out of all the developer stock, right? So we look at the outside central region. It has achieved over 70% of all the units that have been sold already to date, right? And we look at the West Central region, also 60% over. All right, so both RCR and OCR have achieved very significant amount of take-up among all the available project stocks, right? But we look at the CCR itself, right? Like 30% over sold to date, all right? So we are seeing that CCR sales momentum is lagging behind the overall market. Why? I think most likely because CCR, usually we see about a half-half split between local buyers and also overseas buyers. All right, due to the pandemic, the overseas buyers cannot join the game. I mean, some do, but most are still waiting for the pandemic to ease and they can come into Singapore to physically see the show flats before they can buy, right? So developer sentiments in core central region are still subdued, all right? So this you have to convey to your buyers that, okay, a developer will be more cautious when they launch a project in core central region. Is it good or bad for the buyers, all right? Do you want to buy at a high or you want to, let's just recap back on the price index. Okay, let me just give you we assume you can rewind time back to 1 year ago, let's say, all right? So do you want to enter the market 1 year ago or you want to enter a market at this historical high? Definitely people, if I have a chance, I want to buy at the last year, right? Okay, so basically, let's look at the indices, all right, for the three regions breakdown. Okay, the core central region is the blue line, the black line is the RCR, and the yellow line is the OCR, right? So we see that OCR prices are at all-time high as well as RCR, all right? So it's driven by the very healthy take-up rate of the new launches, and also because of the low availability of units, some of the buyers in RCR and OCR have entered the resale market, and so that resale market is driven up by this surge in demand as well. However, let's look at CCR, okay? So CCR's current price point, you see the line here, you refer back to about 1 year ago, okay? CCR's price is lower than the previous few peaks, all right? So that means if you enter CCR today, probably you are getting prices that is even better than the prices that developer could sell 1 year or 2 years ago, okay? So it's very critical. Educate the buyers. CCR is, you have the window opportunity to enter, right now. Okay, second selling point, unique selling point is the MRT effect, okay? So what is the importance of staying near MRT stations? Firstly is the reduced traveling time, right? Secondly is the government's vision of car-light city will gradually increase cost of owning cars. That means to discourage people from owning cars, they can increase the car prices, the COE prices, or recently we have witnessed the increment of petrol tax, all right? So it's very real that government wants people to drive either electric cars or otherwise take the public transport, which MRT is the skeleton of it. Okay, thirdly is to attract the tenants, all right? So walkable to MRT is definitely a draw to tenants who daily commute to work, right? And fourthly is the high unblock potential, right? So if you have attended EIA's past trainings, we all know that projects that is within 500 meters walking distance from MRT stations stand a higher chance to unblock. If you are more than 1 kilometer away from the MRT, the chance is greatly reduced. Okay, so the vision of the government by 2030, 8 in 10 households will live within a 10 minutes walk from a train station, all right? So this is the vision. 8 in 10, 80% of the population will be within 10 minutes walk from a train station, right? So ask yourself, is 10 minutes a good walking distance or not, all right? Especially it's in Singapore. If in Japan, it's different story, but Singapore is really hot and humid. So I think in Singapore's context, ideally, we are within 3 to 5 minutes to a train station. Okay, and I need to highlight to all of you guys that not all MRT stations carry the same investment value. Do you agree or not? All right, so let's look at this. There's a new line, that the Cross Island line, all right? So I'm a bit skeptical against these MRT lines because it doesn't link much of the places, the CBD places, the places people work, all right? But which MRT line carries the most investment value? Firstly, I highlight the job centers, all right? The centers that drive the economy of Singapore. All right, so we have only one MRT line that is crossing almost most of these job centers. It is the East-West line, all right? So if we count one by one, East-West line actually cut through 12 job centers, all right? Including our Bugis itself is one of the job center. Okay, this is important because the tenants you are going to draw will be the high income earners, all right? Mostly the white collars, the gold collars, right? Working along this MRT line. And also it matters when you want to stay there as an owner occupier. How does it matter? Because we are sitting on right above MRT interchange, we also have the downtown line, right? So if your family is going to stay at Midtown Modern, your kid can literally go to the MRT without bringing an umbrella and travel to places like Newton, right? Where you can attend ACS, to Tankaki, where you can attend Hua Chung and all the good schools along the Bukit Timah stretch. Okay, so what we are talking about here is not only primary schools, all right? When you raise a family, your kids, secondary schools is also important. And also tertiary education is important as well, okay? Bugis itself is located very near to SMU, all right? So basically, the East-West line will link you to the three of the rest tertiary education institutes in Singapore, namely NUS, NTU, as well as the SUTD, all right, which is at the Expo. Okay, so when staying here, you don't have to worry. Your kids can take MRT to school from primary all the way to tertiary education and fully sheltered access to MRT station. So actually, don't be surprised, all right, if we see some buyers are actually like SMU, NUS professors. I think there will be such people who want to have who want to stay at the convenient location, yet they have direct access to their schools, right? Okay, thirdly, the scarcity of integrated projects will drive up capital and rental values, all right? So in Chinese, it's called 物以稀为贵, okay? So the more scarce this resource is, in the future, the price will automatically increase. So what are integrated projects? Let's define integrated projects first. Okay, firstly, integrated projects must have multiple functions, all right, such as grade A offices, residences, hotels, and shopping malls, all right? So in Guoco Midtown, we have grade A office, all right? We have residence. We also have shopping facilities. Secondly, you must have a commercial podium, right, to offer F&B choices and shopping experience, which Guoco Midtown 1 and 2 actually all together offer you this street shopping experience and a great amount of F&B offerings. Right. Thirdly, communal facilities, including urban parks or plazas for activities. Okay, in our show flat training, we have shown you that Guoco Midtown itself has created a lot of living rooms in the city center for people to gather, for people to do outdoor activities, and for people to do alfresco dining as well. Okay, direct access to transportation infrastructures, especially MRT stations and bus interchanges. But one thing of staying above bus interchange is about the noise, the pollution from the burning of bus petrols. Okay, MRT station is is underground and there's no pollution at all. Okay, so ideally we stay above MRT stations. What are the benefits of integrated project? Okay, firstly is connectivity. It's a weatherproof access to MRT or bus rides. Secondly is the convenience, all right? When you talk about living, people pursue convenience, all right? Amenities are within immediate reach. Okay, so we are joking that if you stay in Midtown Modern, you don't have to bring umbrella. You don't have 买面包不用淋雨. That means you don't have to, when you go buy a bread, it's fully weatherproof. Okay, and plenty of F&B choices right downstairs, and also because of the integration with other neighboring projects, the F&B choices of other projects will also automatically be brought to you. Okay, and it's Midtown Modern is at the center of a precinct, right? Community. So naturally, because of the scale of such integrated projects and the image actually it draws a good profile tenant, all right, who will in the long run help you to upkeep the assets, right? And also you are staying with a group of very proud owner occupiers as well, right? The point is the central management of the project overall. Okay, think about it. 10 years down the road, Guoco Land is not going to sell any of the F&B shops or the offices, all right? So they have to help maintain the whole project image as a whole, all right? And your project the image can stand over time. So where are the integrated projects in Singapore? Okay, so these are the integrated projects that sits at least on top of one MRT station. How many are there? Total, there are 16 integrated projects all across Singapore, all right? But how many are in the core central region? Actually, it's very limited. We only have 5, and some of these projects are really ultra luxury, such as the Orchard Residence, Wallet Residence, Marina One Residence, and South Beach Residences. Only dual residence is more compatible in terms of pricing compared to Midtown Modern, right? Okay, let's do a CMA study of Wallet Residence against the peers in the vicinity, all right? So, okay, the comparisons, the comparables are the Altets, Sky Suites at Anson, and ONS at Tanjong Pagar, all right? So relatively new apartments, but we see that in last year alone, the average sales PSF of Wallet Residence hit 3362, okay? Whereas the rest of the ordinary apartments who don't have an integration with MRT station fetch about 2,000 to 2,003 per square foot only. In terms of rental, Wallet Residence is able to fetch an average rental PSF of $8.7 per square foot, whereas the rest can only fetch $4 to $6 per square foot, okay? So you can see that both in terms of sales price, the value of the property, and also the rental yield, the rental amount Wallet Residence can achieve is much higher. If we take out Wallet Residence one bedder only, the rental per square foot can hit as high as above $11 per square foot, which is amazing because $11 is almost the grade A office kind of rental that Wallet Residence can actually achieve. All right, so Wallet Residence is by the same developer as Midtown Modern. It's Guoco Land, and Guoco Land is going to bring the Wallet Residence success to the Bugis area. All right, so in short, in the future car-like city, actually, because everybody is only 0.8%, that means out of all the private residential units, you are owning a less than 1% that kind of rare asset, all right? So this rareness will actually bring you the value in the future. Okay, next, let's look at the Guoco Land's business model. Because Guoco Land always reward the early bird buyers. Let's look at 3 examples. All right, so this is an example we have been mentioning, Martin Modern. All right, so look at Martin Modern's launch price is almost like 2000, 2001 range per square foot. All right, for this step 02, it's a 3-bedroom. All right, but we see that in 2018 and 19, the price of the same stack actually move up to about 2007 to 2008, all right, per square foot. Those who bought during preview already made approximately $600 to $800 per square foot more during the construction phase in less than 2 years, okay? And the percentage increment is almost about 33%. Okay, this is the example of Martin Modern. We look at the Wallet residence as well. Okay, so back in 2013, when the Wallet residence was launched, the average price is about $3,000. Okay, but when we see the average transacted price of this year, it has increased to 3,500 plus. And do remember, just now we saw the price index, right? CCR's price today is even lower than 2013. Okay, that means Wallet residence has a price increment of 16.5%, even while the CCR price index stayed flat or even negative. Okay, so this increment is actually against the market common behavior. Okay, if you are not convinced enough, case study of the latest launch by Guoco Land, Midtown Bay, all right? We look at this transaction here. It was, this buyer bought 2806, a 3-bedroom duplex during the preview, okay? The price per square foot is 2597. Okay, the same stack, same layout, latest price quotation for lower floor unit 2606 is at 4.29 million. Okay, from 3.4 million, it increased to almost 4.3 million. Okay, it's about 25% price increment for certain unit types. Okay, so this Guoco Land's business behavior or the business model has actually been very consistent along all the project launches. And the okay, but of course the 25% is not for all units. Some of the units, they have increased price, but more gently, about 2 to 3%, all right? So for those buyers who want to take a look at the Midtown Bay, we still welcome them, and don't be scared of the 25%. But the statement here is to show the buyers what's the potential upside if you buy a Guoco Land project during preview. Okay, so let's do some, let's zoom out a bit, all right? How do Midtown Modern indicative price compare with CCR integrated projects? Okay, for 1-bedroom comparison on the market, we only have Marina One Residence, all right, that is still selling. Okay, Marina One Residence 1-bedder is selling at 1.77 million. This is the entry quantum, means the cheapest unit, right? Estimated rental per month is about 3,007. So the rental yield is about 2.5%. Midtown Modern, the 1-bedroom entry quantum is 1.1 something million. All right, estimated rental per month is about 3,500. So estimated rental yield will be 3.5%. All right, just to elaborate further, if you have this quantum 1.7 onwards million, actually Midtown Modern's 2-bedroom, the starting price is only about 1.4 something million. All right, so spending the same amount of money in Marina One, you can actually afford a 2-bedroom at Midtown Modern, and the rental will be driven up even further. For 2-bedroom, we are estimating about 4,003 to 4,005 per month. All right, so estimated rental yield is still as high as about 3.5%. So by investing in Midtown Modern, you are saving about 600K in quantum, and or over 30% more affordable. Okay, and also much better rental yield. So let me share with you guys, if you are targeting to sell Midtown Modern 1-bedroom, do sell the quantum, all right? Because today is an agent seminar. Let's just focus selling on the quantum compared to Marina One, all right? So, but when we were conducting the training yesterday, a few agents do, because we can see the 1-bedroom show flat from the exterior. That means we can look inside, right? a few agents commented the size looks about like 500 square feet. All right, so but the actual size is how much? It's 409 square feet. All right, so it's a super efficient unit. Don't let the clients be deterred by the size, but bring them down to see how efficient, how wide the living hall is, and how cheap is our entry quantum. All right, for 2 bedrooms, Midtown Modern entry price is 1.4, Marina One 2.5, Wallet Residence 3.4, and South Beach as well is 3.4 million. All right, the rental yield difference, Midtown Modern is about 3.6%, whereas the highest rental yield for the rest is only 3.1%. Okay, so by investing in Midtown Modern's 2-bedroom, you can save up to 1 million or 2 million savings, and offers you a better rental yield as well. Okay, for 3-bedders and 4-bedders, we just do a comparison. 3-bedder Midtown Modern entry price is 2.2 something million. All right, against the Marina One's 3.5, Wallet 3.6, and South Beach 5.1 million. Midtown Modern's 4-bedder is 3.6 something million onwards. All right, also much cheaper than Marina One and Wallet Residence. Okay, so if you have the budget to buy a Marina One residence or Wallet Residence 3-bedroom, you can actually afford a Midtown Modern 4-bedroom. So upgrade yourself and get the lifestyle of staying in Bugis, which is a very bustling area, and enjoy the lifestyle of a garden living in the city. All right, so if you are buying 3 and 4-bedroom, about 1.3 to 1.8 million in saving, or about 30% more affordable. Right. So how after we compare with CCR, let's do some comparison even with the mass market choices. All right. Earlier I was serving my own buyers, comparing the mass market condominiums for investment. Actually, what we realized is there is very few smaller units on the market for these mass market projects. Okay, so the entry would be a 2-bedroom for most of the mass market projects. Okay, so for Sterling Residence, 2-bedroom is 1.3 million, Kenridge 1.39, Park Colonial 1.24, Penrose 1.4, Park Asta 1.4, Antares 1.17, Park Clematis 1.16, Momentum Park 1.11. Okay, do you guys realize that with this amount of money, I can easily afford a Midtown Modern 1-bedroom for investment? And can you see the rental comparison? Midtown Modern has the potential to achieve the highest rentals across all these projects. All right, so do educate your buyers that instead of buying a normal RCR project, buy an iconic product by Guoco Land, all right, by the luxury developer Guoco Land in the core central region, integrated together with 2 MRT stations, okay, and you can potentially fetch a much higher rental yield as well. Okay, so the conclusion, almost all ordinary investors can also afford Midtown Modern. All right, with this, this is my own sales pitch to buyers. Okay, dear Mr. Rich, based on my recent research, I realized that CCR is currently still undervalued. All right, there's an exciting new integrated project in the city that potentially offers affordable entry price, better rental yield than city fringe projects. And you can capitalize on the urban transformation to achieve potentially higher capital gain as well. Would you like to, would you be interested to find out more? Okay.
Okay, so I will start with all the important pointers here. So first thing first, so what makes this Bugis area so attractive? Okay, so to a lot of us, we may know that Bugis is where we go for Bugis Junction shopping, to all the Kao Yu, all the food there. But some people, they may not be very familiar with Bugis, okay? So that's why Bugis is an area that is not just Bugis that we call it now. Long time ago, this picture was taken in Bugis area, okay? So it was very, very different than what it is now. And after years of development, okay, part of those old conservation buildings now is being conserved, and now it become part of shopping mall. So if you go to the whole Bugis until Raffles Hotel, Tangkuilan Street, all the way until Purvis Street, to the other side, or even Kampung Glam area, this whole location is the cultural hub of Singapore. Okay, so when you have history, it is very different than other developments that do not have this, because you cannot buy history. So besides the building that is very unique, okay, the name Bugis is because the original people who settled down in Bugis area actually came from Bugis. Okay, so they were traders, they came by sea. Okay, so that's why you see that if you go to Bugis Junction, you realize that in Bugis Junction, there are a lot of sail and ship to represent Bugis area. So this is something very unique that even some Singaporeans may not be aware of, right? That's why put the kind of history into our selling speech so that it can connect with our customer, especially to someone that has been living there previously. Okay, I mean, some of our Singaporeans where our hometown is actually Bugis area. But now we are no longer living there because there are very few residential development that is suitable for homestaying, okay, until where we have our Midtown Modern coming in, okay? So that's why the tradition has transformed into the current Bugis that we are seeing here. Okay, so remember, Bugis is a place that is full of history. Okay, so this one, a lot of other development is not able to compare or even duplicate for this kind of things here. Okay, so the previous Bugis has transformed into current situation, but current situation of Bugis is still transforming. So it's very important for us to let our client know that what is the future and what kind of amenities, facilities, and transformation is going on in Bugis area. Okay, so that's why the next pointers are all very important that you must also memorize. First thing first, if you look at the yellow star, okay, that is where Midtown Modern is. The blue color here is Midtown Bay and Midtown. So this whole development is Midtown. If you look at the whole sites here, you realize that most of the colors from URA master plan is blue color, okay, which is for commercial usage. And you realize that actually pink color, which is for residential or residential with first floor, commercial, is quite rare. So that's why a lot of people thought that, oh, a residential site, the price should be cheap. No, it's because the fact that most of the land in this area are commercial, it makes a residential site more unique. Yeah, so that's why it's very important to remember this. Second portion here, the blue color of this 4.2, the yellow, the triangular shape, this is actually the previous Ophir Rothschild area, which the HDB was torn down. That is also going to be developed into a transportation hub with the North-South corridor. Okay, so there is a place that are coming in. And if you look at the white color, which is the Kallang area here, which is actually called the Kampung Bugis, this is the place that we are all looking forward to. Okay, so the Bugis transformation, okay, later I'll explain a bit more. So the Bugis transformation starts actually lately with this whole since our duo, okay, since some of the shore also now is going for transformation. But if you look at the big picture of the Guoco Midtown, okay, the jigsaw of Suntec, South Beach area, Bugis area, all these things are combining into the missing link. Okay, that's why it's very important that we understand that why this Guoco Midtown is so important to the government. Because for many, many years, the government has been trying to rejuvenate this area, okay? But by doing one or two bigger plots of lands for commercial or mixed use, it doesn't see the effect. So the government has been trying again, and finally they found Guoco land, okay, to have the first piece of land and the second piece of land. So this is the final part of what they need for the transformation here. So what are we talking about the transformation? So currently we all know that surrounding, okay, we have lots of commercial and offices, okay, from Bukit Junction for shopping all the way to Suntec, and then to Duo, offices, hotel. So this is the whatever current that we have here. And if you look at the floor area of usage, okay, and the current units of residential that is there, okay, it looks very good. okay? But however, the upcoming, okay, of the retail, offices and residential, it will pump in even more activities into this area here. Okay, that's why you look at the water apartments, Guoco Midtown, all these short tower revamp, all these are currently, that is what is going on at the current moment. Okay, so okay, by the way, this information will be sent to you, so don't worry, you'll be getting all this information here. But what is even more interesting is actually the future. Okay, so Rochelle Central and then the Bugis Village, all these things are also going through another phase, which you don't see the construction started yet, but it's going to happen. And if I add in all this estimated completion, right? Okay, currently, if you go to Tangkuila and Bugis area, you realize that there may not be a lot of people walking on the street. But if you go to the basement, which is the B1 and B2, it is actually very similar to if you go to Shenton Way, if you walk from the Sea Marina towards to this the City Hall area, that side there. Most of the activity now is actually being carried to the underground. Okay, that's why when Bugis Midtown going to have all the underpasses, which is required by the government, okay, it make the whole place even more connected and more lively. Okay, so so this is the whole site of Midtown. Okay, so it is actually a very big site. Okay, that's why currently, if you look at the surrounding there, if you pass by, you do see that the construction is actually quite fast. Okay, and some of the for Midtown Bay, I think now it's approaching level 9 or 10 already, okay, in a matter of months. But okay, so
imagine a greener future in a city with fewer cars, where walking, cycling, and riding public transport is the Singaporean way of life. Let's set the wheels in motion to our future. A future with smoother journeys made possible with the North-South Corridor, connecting towns in the north to the city centre. The North-South Corridor allows city-bound traffic from the north to ease in the morning during peak hours. In the evenings, homebound traffic is reduced. The North-South Corridor runs parallel to the Central Expressway and will help ease heavy traffic on the CTE as well as the nearby Thomson Road and Marymount Road. Look forward to a smoother commuting experience with the North-South Corridor. Oh, and do you know that the North-South Corridor was originally conceived only as an expressway? Motivated to build a walk-cycle-ride future, it's been redesigned into our first integrated transport corridor with dedicated bus lanes and cycling trunk routes, moving us a step closer to our Land Transport Master Plan 2040 vision. A cleaner and greener land transport system and a higher quality of life for generations to come. With the longest transit priority corridor, incorporating a mix of bus priority solutions, such as continuous bus lanes, buses will move faster along their routes, getting you to and from work more quickly. Strategically located ramps will enhance connectivity along the corridor, cutting bus travel times to and from the city by an average of 10 to 15 minutes. Take a leisurely stroll or cycle down the network of footpaths and cycling paths that are integrated along the North-South Corridor. Or simply coast down to the city centre along the cycling trunk route that spans the entire corridor. Journeys can be a breeze. They can be smooth and connected for you and your loved ones. You belong to a future where getting to your destination also means enjoying the journey while staying connected to your community.
So now, that was what most people do not see on the surface of Bugis area now, the North-South Corridor. Okay, so I think you will also know that it is under construction now. And imagine the connectivity from the northern part of Singapore, central, all the way linked down to Bugis area. Eventually, Bugis area is going to be the place where all the activities is going to happen. Okay, it's a bit difficult to explain how it's going to be like, but it will be a very, very vibrant area, even more vibrant than current thing. Okay, so when the government spends so much money building a north-south corridor, by the way, which is all under tunnels, Bugis is very limited, okay, for government to do much more activities. The next place that the government is going to do is actually the Kampong Bugis area, which currently it is only 2 condominiums there, and the rest is still all vacant land. Okay, so this area, okay, a lot of people has been speculating what kind of prices that the developer is going to tender. Looking at the potential of Bugis, Kallang area with the north-south corridor and transformation, quite obvious that the land is not going to be cheap. Okay, so that's why Guoco Land purposely have to go and buy Tan Kwe Lan site. Okay, because that is what will help them to have their dream. Government also encourage them to do so because it's going to be a big master project that we have there. That will also help Kampong Bugis to get a better price for the land sales. And also the whole concept of Kampong Bugis can also help the government to materialize, continuing from our Midtown here. Okay, so that's why not just for the next 5 to 10 years, okay, it's going to be the next 10 to 15 or come to 20 years that this whole area, it will be very, very different. So the transformation is already ongoing by the currently, yeah. Okay, so another factors that you need to remember is that from Bugis area, okay, previous for the past 10 to 20 years, especially with the land reclaim, again, the land reclaim is much more than that. The whole area of Marina Bay is actually all within walking distance from Midtown. Because most agents just focusing on Tan Kwe Lan Bugis. No, please, the whole Bugis Midtown area is much more bigger because it is easily accessible to the Marina Bay. So when you go to the Marina Bay, what can you get? You can go to all the gardens. You can even go to MBS area, okay, for wine and dine or for casino as well. And Sports Hub is also within walking distance, right? So this is something that will draw a lot of buyers back into living in this area because this is something that they can enjoy living there, okay? And another concept that you keep hearing from the developer is the living room concept. So what is the living room concept? Okay, because if you look at this, currently in the whole Tan Kwe Lan Bugis Marina area, there are lots of restaurants, there are a lot of activities that you can enjoy, lots of shopping. But what is lacking in this area is a home. Okay, so when developer release those photos to show us, especially when they show us the lobby of Midtown Modern, the home concept comes in. So they want to make the residents feel very homely when they live in Midtown Modern. Okay, so all the activities like dining, wherever can just happening around, but you still have a place to call home. Okay, so this create a very unique identity for Midtown Modern. Okay, so this is the lobby, especially when during in the show floor yesterday, we have mentioned that the lobby is going to be very different than the rest of the development. It is hotel-like, but yet cafe-like as well, with high chair sitting areas for you to bring your laptop down with Wi-Fi access so that you can work there and people watching and enjoy coffee. Okay, so that's why the home living concept comes in here. Another keyword that you must remember when you have a customer is this is a full facilities condominium, okay, or apartment, but it's a development. So look at the site map that we have given you. Okay, you realize that besides the typical apartments where you have gym, you have lounge, okay, it has lawn, it has a tennis court, it has a very big swimming pool, okay, it has roof gardens, sky terraces, yoga area, it has, what else? It has a tea room, okay, it has a library. So all these things, it sounds like, if you are selling a normal project in the suburb, yeah, typically you must have this. But don't forget, this is right in the heart of a city. So that's why this is also another iconic feature that we have for Midtown Modern here. Okay, so full facilities is something that you must remember. So, and again, for the lawn concept is where the developer for Guoco Land, okay, it is very unique that a lot of Guoco Land supporter, okay, they like and believe in Guoco Land's development. So this lawn thing has become a signature for Guoco Land's development that is on the more luxurious level, okay, because it costs a lot money for developer to have space to build lawn, okay, because lawn is something like, okay, of course it's grass, but it is space. Space is very expensive in Singapore, okay, so this is a sign of luxury that the developer has put in for Midtown Modern here, okay. In Bugis area? No, okay. Basically, that is our second video that the developer just gave it to us yesterday, which is Midtown Modern. Okay, this is on level 3. So the whole level 3 looks like this. It is just amazing. Okay, so to carry forward with the idea of green concept, okay, you must let the customer know is that in Singapore, okay, the biophilic design is something that is catching on. Okay, starting with very big scale of government developments, okay, that happens in this Jewel at Changi, okay, which is a lot of biophilic there. The Capital commercial building in downtown area, and even the hotel that is in on the Pickering Street Park Royal Hotel, okay. But a lot of this real big scale green concept or biophilic design are mostly in commercial building because it's very expensive to build, okay. So, but however, Guoco Midtown Modern is one of the rare development in city area that the developer put in all the effort to make it biophilic. Okay, so that's why you must remember the keyword is called biophilic. Okay, biophilic. Okay, so just go and Google, and then you have a lot of information about this here. Okay, so for biophilic, there are 5 pointers that you just have to remember. First thing first is that with such an iconic biophilic design for Midtown Modern, it differentiates itself from the surrounding projects here. Okay, big commercial buildings, all the residential, all the glass steel towers. Okay. Biophilic for Midtown Modern brings serene to whoever that lives there. Okay, so this is going to be a talking point for the whole community in Singapore. Okay, because it stands out and it's become very iconic here. Okay, so why is it so important? Because when you have a biophilic design that is different than the rest of the development here, firstly, it becomes iconic. It will create demand both from tenant and from buyer for a long time to come. So when you have more demand, logically, the activities for this project will be more as well. So for a long run, we do see that biophilic or iconic developments always have a better return, okay, for the investors and also for the homeowners here, okay. Second, when Guoco choose to design for Midtown Modern, luckily is because they have the time and we are already in COVID. So when COVID happened, a lot of the previous design has actually been outdated. Okay, so they have changed to a newer concept or newer lifestyle change of people, and then they incorporate this into Midtown Modern here. Okay, so balcony greens has been a no for a lot of buyers. Okay, because people say that I don't even use the balcony, but because of COVID, a lot of people actually appreciate balconies nowadays. Because they want green, they want to have a breather, especially circuit breaker time. We all know that we want to have a place to walk out, you know, besides in the house itself. So a lot of requirement has changed for the customer, and customer appreciate this, okay? So when we have a lifestyle change due to COVID, right, we discover a lot of activities that we do also change, be it like the hobbies, be it baking. You know that when during COVID, a lot of flour are being stepped up by Singaporean, and we are low in flour, sugar supply as well. Drawing room, music, all these things here. And because of this also, developer will put in a baby grand piano at the library of the project. Okay, instead of owner have to have a piano in their house for their children or for themselves, there is a baby grand piano that they can put in here. And besides that, the developer will also put in the power socket underneath the dining table for the 3 and 4 bedrooms. Because people work from home, what you need the most is a power socket for your laptop. Okay, so that's why all these things are being put in already. Okay, and this trend, okay, of the changes in consumers' behavior in property purchase, it was from Tatler, and Tatler has actually spelled out 7 unique pointers that customers nowadays have been looking for. Okay, so first thing first, they need to the important ones is flexible space. So space arrangement is very important here. They have to have great personal amenities. Okay, so when we sell to customers, we may even have to tell them that, okay, if you're looking for, if budget allow, you're looking for a 1 bedroom, why not consider a 2 bedroom? Because one of the room you can become a webinar room, come guest room, come yoga room, come gym, come music room. Okay, so we have to understand what customer needs now, and then we help them to get the best possible combination of their choice units here. The other one that is very interesting is that a lot of customers now are looking for a greener outlook. Okay, means things that are green. That's why Midtown Modern stands out in this aspect here. Green is very important here. Okay, so Midtown Modern is designed with updated market lifestyle changes due to COVID, and buyer will be able to enjoy the full concept and amenities. Okay, the third pointer is the need have changed for the customer as well. So what have changed is because the work from home, okay, makes people thinking of where they should stay. Okay, but however, because Singapore is very small here, one trend is that people want to have a lot of conveniences. Okay, so that's why some people actually they want to have conveniences which they don't have to travel much. Okay, avoid public transport. To some of them, I mean, this is the real things that people talk to me about. So some people are considering moving into a real city living, okay, because it's more convenient. So the needs for them has changed really. Okay, so that's why when Midtown, this whole concept is conceptualized, the developer also put in all the Midtown marketplace area, you know, the hub area, the business hub area, for this social gathering and things like that. All these things is part of the grand design that we have here. Okay, and number 4, for people who are more well-versed in the bigger market, okay, green is very important because green is something that other countries are very lacking of. Okay, this article is actually extracted from Hong Kong, which is from the South China Morning Post. They are comparing Singapore and Hong Kong, asking them how come Hong Kong has so few biophilic design buildings in Hong Kong. Okay, so if foreigners they are so much into green, when they buy something in Singapore and we can offer them something that is in their mind, the success rate of closing is very high already. Okay, so Singapore has been designing green for a long time. So this was taken from a URA publication. Okay, so there are a lot of articles that you can read eventually, which I'm going to give it to you. Okay, so you will know that for our Midtown Modern and Midtown Bay and Midtown, especially for Midtown Modern, we have more than 30 thematic gardens. Thematic means that it's not just any garden. It's every garden is specially designed. And out of the 30 gardens, as a very big percentage, gardens are being offered to the public, okay, in the open area, which is from the ground area. Okay, so that's why from the ground area all the way up to the E deck, all the way up to the sky terrace, the top of the floor, you get a lot of greens. Okay, so okay, so important. And number 5, being green, we all know, okay, it's built for the future. Okay, so that's why iconic people will know about this. Yeah, I'll go a bit fast on this because I've talked about this during last week, our training here. Okay, so another angle that you must remember, okay, why I put in this word called family is because when we were at the pop-up gallery at Tangkuilan for Midtown Modern, surprisingly, the buyer, what he said is that he has been eyeing on this plot of land because he grew up in Bugis. Okay, but now they no longer stays there. But given the chance, he wants to move back into Bugis with his family. So this concept is actually very interesting because Bugis used to be a residential area come commercial. But over the years, when the commercial activity took over Bugis, it became a bit more, it's unlivable because it's so much things there. So the generation has moved away. But if given a choice, they want to move back to their childhood kampong. Okay, but if you compare to a lot of developments in the area, most of the development are not built for family. It is built for expats, you know, renting here for 1-2 years. It's built for singles, but we do not have a family concept that is suitable for children to grow up or for the elderly to retire. Until you look at the Midtown Modern, this is where the project that is suitable for family. Okay, so why we have to explain to this is because we have 1 and 2 bedrooms for Midtown Modern. Basically, you know, the investors, the young, the singles, the couple, they will consider for the 1 and 2 bedrooms. But the 3 and 4 bedrooms, it's something that maybe need a little bit more persuasion, okay, for people to understand that, hey, actually, if I'm looking for a family to live in downtown, this is the project for me. Okay, so that's why you have to understand the family concept for Midtown Modern for this one here. Okay, So I did a summary, okay, of what I presented. Okay, first thing first, Bugis is a place with history. You must understand that Bugis is transforming. Midtown is the living room of Bugis. Okay, it is full facility development and it's very rare in downtown area. Lawn is a signature for Guoco and is provided for Midtown Modern. The most green development in the area. Okay, biophilic design promotes product differentiation, which helps preserve the value of the development. Design for lifestyle and need changes, which is built for the future. It is in the international play field because people are all into the green concept now, and also being iconic is very important. Built for the future and is for the next generation of family living. So you have to really, really understand each and every one of these concepts and keywords here. Okay, but there's one last very important thing that I didn't include in this summary here. Okay, which is the most iconic. Okay, what is it? Just now, Jason did mention that for Tanjong Pagar Center and Warwick Residences, the rent has been very high if compared with other big developments there. It's because it is integrated, but besides integration, it is also iconic. So if you look at the skyline of Tanjong Pagar, you will see Warwick being the tallest residential in Singapore. Okay, so but however, if you look at Bugis Rochor area at the current moment, the iconic developments are like Duo, South Beach, you know, these two are the most iconic. But when Midtown is completed, okay, it is going to be the most iconic development in Bugis area. Okay, if you know that Guoco Land, they do put their logo on top of Warwick, okay, which is, you can see that logo from everywhere from the area there. Same thing, there will be a big logo on the office tower of the Midtown. Okay, so that is going to be the most iconic development in the whole Bugis area. I mean, this explains the whole concept of why people must buy into Guoco Midtown here. Okay, so